Almost everyone will wind up making a tough decision someday about long-term health care for a loved one. But those decisions are even harder if we don't plan in advance. So today we're going to be proactive. We've invited Denise Gott from LTC Financial Partners to the Balancing Act today. Denise is a nationally recognized expert in long-term care insurance planning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Got to be honest, this is not a topic that I wake up in the morning and think about every single day. I'm sure you hear that as well.
Correct.
So long-term health care, define it for me and tell me why I and others should be concerned about it today.
Well, we're talking about taking care of ourselves and our relatives as we age.
Sure.
Long-term care is the care that we need with basic daily activities like getting dressed and getting in and out of the shower every morning. But the real issue, the real dilemma is, how are we going to pay for it? And long-term care expenses today are just out of this world. $204 is the average cost per day for a nursing home.
Per day?
Per day. $75,000 a year, and that's according to a study done by John Hancock last year. If the current prices continue on their pace, 2021 will see costs in excess of $480 a day, or $175,000 a year.
And let's be real, most people can't even afford that.
Absolutely not.
So that's why we have to plan.
Planning in advance.
I got to be honest, I'm thinking of my parents, and they're pretty young. I see them young and vibrant. I'm sure my mom now is saying, I love you, sweetheart. They're in their early 60s, maybe mid-60s, and vibrant, healthy, happy. I personally don't think about it for them. Am I wrong?
Well, no. Nobody ever thinks it's going to happen to them, but 3 in 4 people over the age of 65 will need some form of long-term care during their lifetime. 3 in 4.
3 out of 4.
Absolutely.
And even me. I'm only 42, and I certainly don't want to be a burden for my girls, but maybe I should be thinking about it today as well.
Well, again, planning in advance really gives you the control, but you'll be surprised to know that 39% of the people who need long-term care right now are under the age of 65, just like you and me.
I betcha women are more at risk, right? Because we outlive the men.
Yes.
No doubt about that one.
No doubt about that one. Face it, we are the family caregivers. We take care of people. What happens is we become the default unpaid caregivers for those family members who wind up incapacitated at some point in time. And we sacrifice retirement.
We do. That's true. So let's say we're thinking about it now, and now you got my noodle moving here. The brain is thinking, and what kind of policy should I look for? I mean, what am I targeting for, let's say, myself or my parents?
Well, you certainly want to look at an insurance company that has demonstrated they're in this business for the long haul. You want to design a policy that's appropriate for you. They're very individually designed. There's several components that you want to consider. Probably the most important component is inflation protection, because if you're young when you start planning, you may not need the policy until you're 80 or 90.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that policy grows every year over time.
Is this something that you've actually invested in with your parents?
Absolutely. My parents have it. I actually have long-term care coverage.
You do? And in terms of the policy, is there something that you can maybe get as a package if you maybe include your husband or the mother, the father, the grandmother if she still lives? Is there options of that nature?
There's unlimited flexibility almost with long-term care plan designs. You can include your spouse. You can have a family plan. There are lots of different options. The ultimate in flexibility as far as planning goes.
I bet you a misconception would be, well, I've had Social Security for X amount of years. I've worked hard. I got Medicare. That'll help me cover it now.
Yeah, big misconception. Medicare rarely covers long-term care expenses, and all the talk about the current health care reform issues probably won't cover any long-term care services either.
And would the policy help cover, let's say, maybe taking care of somebody at home rather than putting them in a nursing home? Because honestly, I could never probably do that to my parents at all. It would cover the care of maybe at home, because people sometimes think it's just way too much to care at home.
Well, nobody wants to go to a nursing home.
No.
And home health care is #1 in our minds. If anything ever happens to me, I'm going to stay at home as long as possible. These plans cover home care, assisted living, adult daycare, and nursing home care, hopefully as a last resort.
Let me tell you, you've opened my eyes today. Where can our viewers and myself get some more information?
We have a lot of educational information and resources on our website, ltchotline.com.
All right, Denise, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the info. And you can also link to LTC Financial at our website, thebalancingact.com. I mean, there's that.